Brian. And Brian, will you tell us a little bit about your transplant journey and how you were related to transplant?
Okay. Well, in 2013, I became a living kidney donor here at the University of Michigan. The story first started in 2010. A friend of mine had needed a kidney from that point until 6 months ago. I tried to become a paired living kidney donor for some health regulations held him back. So I stayed active as far as being on the list here at U of M, and in 2012 I read a story in our Bay City Times newspaper about a young lady whose mother had stood on the street corner of a local Walmart. She was that desperate to find her daughter a kidney donor. And I responded to the story. I had already read that we were the same blood type. So I called Chad, my coordinator here at U of M in 2010, and asked to be retested. And within 2 weeks, we found out that I was as perfect a match as a sibling would be, as far as what my surgeon here at U of M told me. We were that close of a match. And we lived 4 blocks apart, and we had never met.
And how old was she at the time?
She was 10 years old.
Okay.
So now, 2019, she is 17. She is a sophomore in high school because she lost 1 year before getting the kidney.
Okay.
But she's a straight A student in perfect health and has had no complications.
Wow, that's amazing.
And from a living kidney donor standpoint of view, there's a lot of myths about after you donate, you'll shorten your lifespan, you won't be able to do the things that you did beforehand, and those things are totally false.
Right.
You're looking at somebody that's going to turn 58 next month.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy to reach that milestone. I'm a journeyman painter for the union by trade,
Okay.
a clothing owner brand by night, but I'm able to run apprentices in the ground that are half my age on a daily basis, and I take pride in doing
Well,
it.
good for you.
So nothing has changed for me physically. I get the joy of seeing Jessica, grow up healthy, happy, and being a normal teenager. I mentor here at the university and get to talk to many people about the experience. In fact, I'll be talking again Thursday night in Flint for you about the experience of being a living kidney donor. So it's been just a blessing to do that, and you can't imagine the blessings I've received since becoming a donor in 2013.
Well, let's talk a little bit more about after the actual transplant. How was your recovery after this?
My recovery after the transplant was very easy. There was very little pain and discomfort after the surgery. I was out of discharge from U of M within 72 hours at home. You have a usual 2-week rest period, and then you don't want to lift more than 10 pounds for 6 weeks. But other than that, diet, no restrictions on anything. I went back to a normal life. I felt within 2 weeks. And same ever since.
Well, I hear you're pretty athletic. I heard that you competed with Camp Mishitanki's golf.
Yes, we took 3rd place this year in the Camp
Congratulations.
Mishitanki Golf Classic.
Yeah.
And we're coming back next year. We're coming back as a sponsor, and we're also going to take 1st place as a team.
Awesome. And then I know you and I have discussed that you are eligible to compete with Team Michigan.
Yes, I'm going to be part of Team
Yeah.
Michigan in the transplant games next year. So
So-
I'll be competing as an athlete.
We can't wait to have you.
I
And by all
can't wait
means-
to do it and show people what I can do.
Yeah, and invite Jessica too. So it'd be wonderful to have her.
I'm sure Jessica will be right there with me.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your story today.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you for recording.